Okay, yeah.
Period.
Okay. And then as far as, okay, yeah, the concrete breaks. Yeah. So, yeah, Scott and Chris, I don't know, there were some, so far the concrete breaks have all been coming back fine on the job, except for there was one set of cylinders where we got what we were supposed to be breaking at
45, and they were at like 43, 4250.
Yeah, like the 28 days were supposedly full strength and we're still below the 4,500. There was some concern that it was possible that F&R had left that set of cylinders out over, and this was back when it was still cold. And so there was the concern that they had accidentally been left out overnight by F&R. So, and, that freezing and all that kind of stuff can cause. So we had them come back in and they took some core samples in the slab just to check to make sure. And we got those breaks back and those were all fine.
Yep.
So I think everybody in this room is pretty convinced it was just a mishandled sample. But we all should be good to go. Those patches are all going to get fixed up. Did we do them where we're going to be having housekeeping pads or something like that? Yeah. So I mean,
so you won't see them.
You won't even see where the cores were taken because the housekeeping pads are going over top of them anyway. But I think as far as I'm aware, that was the only setup.
Yep. Everything else has been
everything else has been, knock on wood, but everything else has been good on the concrete. So, but then the other thing is the coatings going up that Dunright is putting on in the wet wells now. There is some noticing where there's some bubbling coming up, little things where it's possible that just there was some little bug holes and stuff like that didn't get filled in, and it's kind of bubbling up. Ned Mueller, who's on the call now from CDO, he's one of our structural guys. He was up this morning to take a look at it. It's something we're tracking up, and I think is it Dunright who's ever Dunright is sending a manufacturer's rep out to take a look at it as well.
Dunright also noted that they are not complete their work yet. They're still
okay.
It's really.
Okay, Ned, did you? Sorry to put you on the spot. Do you see anything on your site visit this morning that was a concern?
I mean, yeah, I think we're going to probably want to rely on PPG in terms of, obviously they're the ones warrantying it and signing off on everything. I mean, we did the spec language. I think Justin forwarded along some.
Yep.
Kind of does talk about, make uniform surface or finish and, not having bubbles. So I think, like I said, I think we're potentially going to be going to PPG in terms of whether this is just aesthetic or if this would be like a long-term issue. Because the one question that Justin brought up was about durability. If you've got the bubbles sticking out, like those get worn down over time from the grit. I don't know. I mean, I tried pressing on them. They're pretty solid. Like I couldn't really do anything to them. There's a couple places where there's some like pinholes or whatever in the bubbles, but they said that they're going over it currently to check for. Basically do holiday tests to see if there's any holes in the coating. So I guess what they were saying is it's possible, maybe that the bubble has a hole, but that there's still coating on the underneath that bubble, against the surface. I think Justin's concern was that you have basically an area where it might not be bonded, like where there's, if the question is that the place at these bubbles, is there an actual void back there? Like, is it like a bug hole or whatever? And that's where the air pocket was. I guess he, concerned that there's enough locations so that this could be an issue of where you don't have a full bonding with all these small spots that. So, I mean, that's one thing I'm curious about is they're talking about doing the pull test next week.
Okay.
And I guess I'm wondering if, like, a pull test would uniform, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, I guess the thing is, like, I haven't really seen this in person before. Like, I haven't seen it bubble like this. I have seen, like, non-uniform finish in terms of, like, having divots, where it's kind of indentations where I think it's likely because of the surface below. But I hadn't seen this with the bubbling. But
Okay.
it's somewhat consistent at both sites. I'd say once you get down to the lower level, in Joe P, there's not bubbles, like the bottom half, but, there is surface non-uniformity or whatever. So I guess, like, if, like I was saying, we want to rely somewhat on PPG for letting us know what things can be considered aesthetic and what's going to be long-term performance. I mean, if the client wants to, there's definitely language in the specifications that could say, like, hey, we want this remediated. We want, it says no bubbling. We want it to be more uniform. But that's a question to discuss, I guess. Dunright was saying that they could fix this, if we want them to. It just means there'll be more patching and stuff, right? Where you potentially have a discontinuation of the of the coating or whatever. Obviously there'll be patching and stuff, but I don't know whether that's the best approach or not. I'm planning on uploading the photos and video. I'll let Justin take a look as well, and we can let the client see. I'm actually only a couple minutes away from the office here, so I can, from the meeting, so I can pull them up on my phone at least once I get there.
All right. So yeah, I guess it sounds like we have PPG come in, have them take a look. They'll do presumably spark testing, pull testing, and then just get their recommendation about whether trying to patch over these would actually, are these enough of a problem that a patch would be better, or would be trying to be patched, or just kind of, is there
cause more problems?
Yeah, would it cause more problem by trying to cut these out and patch over them as opposed to just leaving them alone? Okay. All right. Well, yeah. So it sounds like we'll wait and see what they suggest after, and they're coming out later this week, or.
So what I spoke with Tyler earlier today, and we were talking through a little bit through that, and they're going to ask Stephen to come out next week.
Okay.
They they're not finished with the coating.
Right.
They're going to finish their work there. They've got some grinding and small hand patching that they've got to do, and then of course again they've got to wait till we have falling temperatures to make sure that outgassing is limited. But they're going to try to get all that work done this week and then bring him out for the latter part of next.
Okay.
That's something that you would want somebody from our side out there for?
Yeah,
or?
absolutely. That way everyone has. Yeah, that way you guys could be a part of that, and witness the spark testing, make sure that we've got the that Dunright's got the right mills on there. Everybody, we want everybody to be comfortable with the product. That's right.
I've worked for subs that aren't that way. Dunright's not Dunright wants the owner happy, get it done properly. The PPG rep that do if it's a sharp guy, it'll get taken care of.
Okay.
Yeah. When I first saw it, I had reported, I put my fingers on it, my thumb. You can't push them. They don't flex in any way, shape. And I didn't see any of them that had any holes in them or anything like that. So, while I did report it, I think it's fixing them is probably creates more trouble than it's worth.
Well, and some of it will bear out the testing. If there's a problem with these, testing those areas, problem show.
Right.
And the other thing about it is that they're all at the top of the wet well, which would probably never get any liquid. You know what I mean?
Hopefully.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
if it does, we've got a lot of pumping to do.
And to be fair, this is not an uncommon thing to see.
Mhm.
You know, when it brought up a line break. So you will see it's bubbling sometimes, but it's definitely something that get addressed and knocked down.
Yeah, if you can just let us know once PPG confirms what day they'll be out there, we'll try to have somebody out there.
Okay. All right. And one other thing I did want so now with you guys being back out on Joe P traffic control, you're still doing the electronic flaggers. Is that the plan? So, and you'll just be taking up the whatever direct one lane of those. Okay.
Yeah, what they've actually done was we opened up part of our fence on Joe Pete, so we still have that main driveway that comes in, but they created another driveway so they can stay off the main road as much as they possibly can. So they've got their material stacked on the Joe Pete site, strung down the traffic sewer right away, so we interrupt traffic as least as possible.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and I mean, I think as long as, and I know Crystal's on the phone as well, so I mean, as long as I think it's just that one lane of traffic, I think SGWASA is aware of what we're doing out there, but if the need ever comes to shut down traffic or anything like that, just make sure we know in advance so that we can notify people about that.
I appreciate y'all for that.
What was that, Crystal?
I said I appreciate you all and the great communication from your teams.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else out of the site? Any other observations? Anything we haven't touched on yet?
Maybe one minor thing is that there was some damage done to the face of the block and the lightning protection was there.
Okay.
But the cleaning and everything is virtually
Okay. Okay.
That group.
Okay. Smittles RFIs, I think we're in good shape on that. We don't currently have anything in our court right now, right? Excellent.
Say that with a smirk on your face.
Traffic.
Yeah. Okay. Pay applications, I think 11 and 12, or I know 12 just went in the other day.
So late on that. Electrician bill in place that was actually stored.
Okay.
That slowed things down. So
Okay.
Very about that.
Change orders. I know Brian and Hillary had some comments. I'd sent out a draft of change order 2, and they had a couple things in there. Just stuff I just got to go in and fix. I just have got to find time to actually do that. But yeah, we should have those changes made here shortly, and we'll get that circulated around for everybody. And then still tracking a couple items on change order number 3 as well. Anything? I think that's the end of my agenda. Anything else that we haven't touched on? Things are going well. Okay.
So just Monday off.
Oh yeah.
I'm taking next week off. Greg said so.
Yeah, I think it's just Monday.
And that'd be interesting watching. Especially in the
No weekend work planned either.
This one.
Yeah, not for this weekend.
So now that you guys are working Monday.
Correct. No.
All right.
Weekend and no work on Monday, right?
Sorry.
Weekend and no work on Monday, right?
Correct.
Okay.
have a holiday.
I'm just saying.
All right. Well, if there is nothing else, we can go ahead and adjourn the meeting, and thank you all for attending. Oh, actually, hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, I forgot. Brian, Hillary, anything on your end from USDA? I should have.
You're fine. No, I don't have a thing.
Okay, all right. Sorry about that. I just was about to hit stop on the call and saw your name, Sarah, again. And I was like, okay. Okay, well, good.
You know that we would have spoke up if we needed something. You're fine.
All right, thanks. All right, if that's everything, all right, thank you all. We'll go ahead and adjourn now.